everybody. This is Johnny Van Zant from Leonard Skinner. You're listening to American March Radio.
HarmonyBooking.com Web TV.
Hello and welcome to Remarkable Essence. My name is Dawn Loney Kazi and I am your host. Today we're going to be focusing on learning about visionaries and massages, and we have some awesome guests and we're going to have an awesome show. I'm so excited, especially since this is the launch of our first show. So thank you all for tuning in this evening and taking the time out to join us. First, before we get to our special guest this evening, I wanted to tell you about our product of the month. Each month we're going to feature a different product that can help you with your overall health and wellness and just make you feel better, have more energy, which I know a lot of us like to have that, right? I know I do, especially after a long, hard day's work. So this month's product is Beyond Tangy Tangerine, or what we call our BTT. And it is great for probiotics. That helps with your digestive system. It also helps with your immune system. If you are gluten intolerant, it'll help. It's gluten free, so it helps you with that as well. It helps also to lower your blood sugar levels. And so it comes in different flavors. Orange. Today I have the peach here. But it's a great product. Now, I know you're wondering, Dawn, why do I need this? Well, we need 90 essential vitamins and minerals in our diet daily. And so this particular product has 115 fruits and vegetables. Now, I know you can't imagine eating 115 fruits and vegetables within a day. I mean, it's hard, especially the fast-paced environment that we live in. A lot of us have to have that quick food. We're on the go. But with your BTT, you can take that, you're going to have the energy that you need, you're going to have the vitamins and the minerals that you need, and the nutrients that your body needs to heal itself. So if you want to learn more about BTT, you can go to www.mysoulpurpose2.com, and you can learn more about mineral deficiencies and what you may need more to have into your diet. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our first guest today, who is Melissa Alaba. She is a life coach, an author, a speaker. She is a thought leader, and she is just a beautiful person. You're going to love her spirit and her personality. She's also the CEO of Vision Works Counseling and Coaching. She's well sought out leader. She just released a book, Live Out Loud, and she's going to tell us more about that. So before Melissa comes on, let's take a look at this. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you were able to join us this evening, and we know that you are a well-thought leader in the visionary field as well as life coach. I understand that you got your degree in Chicago at Roosevelt University, your bachelor's and your master's degree.
Yes.
And so just tell us about being a visionary coach and what it means, or being a life coach, because I know a lot of people may wonder, what is a visionary coach? What is a life coach?
Well, as a life coach, my job is to help people discover their purpose, discover their dreams, and then put that to some action so they can see them fulfilled.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think it's absolutely awesome to see people have their dreams come to life. You know, I've had clients write books, act in movies, get their
Wow.
dream job, you know, and to get those phone calls and just see that when you really live on purpose, God adds so much to that. It's just amazing.
It is, and I actually attended your Visionary Board workshop earlier this year, and it was phenomenal. And if
Thank
you've
you.
never been to a Visionary Board workshop, people, you have to go to one. I mean, it gives you a chance to just really brainstorm, dream, and Melissa actually helps just kind of pull out some of those things that you didn't even know probably was inside of you, right?
I love vision boards. Absolutely.
So I understand that you had a traumatic experience that kind of led you down the path of alternative health and methodology, and that just kind of got you started in the life coaching arena. Tell them more about that.
Well,
experience.
actually, I've been a counselor for over 13 years, been a life coach, I would say, most of that time as well. Actually started life coaching before I became a counselor,
Okay.
because I was able to do that before I was licensed. So,
Oh, okay.
so that part is really great. But the part where the holistic medicine comes in and living holistically, teaching meditation, and really getting into God and allowing the universe to allow things to happen, and roadblocks, and understanding all of that, that probably came, I would say, 2008
Okay.
when I had a car accident, and I talk about that in my book. And it was a traumatic incident where had back injury, had to have surgery, still a lot of back pain, which then caused me to have to close my business, left my finances in this state, family had to depend on them. It was even at one point where a doctor was like, I'm going to have to give you a cane the next time you come in here. Like
Oh, my
literally, I had
goodness.
issues with walking, and just was in a tremendous amount of pain. After the first surgery, still in a lot of pain, and just asking God, like, what is going on? Like, my whole life just, everything is just falling apart.
Yes.
I would really, when I think about it now, I say I was in a season of losses,
Yes.
you know,
yes.
because I was just losing stuff.
You're right. Trust us, and a lot of us go through that. It's like, what in the world's
Right,
going on?
right.
You think everywhere you go, everything's just kind of
Right.
falling off.
And I had never experienced that because I found my calling so early in life. And so I literally went from, you know, hearing God say, hey, you're supposed to be a healer, went to school for that, and just started doing it.
Yes.
And things were, you know,
walking
on
in your
par.
purpose.
So have this accident, and again, like I said, not healing, and I'm walking around the bookstore, and really, when I say walking, I probably was limping around because I could not stand long periods of time on my feet without being in a tremendous amount of pain and having to sit down.
Wow.
So I saw this book that talked about cellular memory, and it talked about you can heal yourself through mindfulness and meditation. And I was like, at this point, I haven't tried everything else, and I got like a million narcotics in my bathroom that I've been prescribed. So
I can imagine.
And nothing was working. So I'm like, all right, talk to
Yes.
myself,
Yep.
walk through the pain. I remember reading it. I was like, okay. So I purchased the book. And the next day, I started walking, and I'm talking to my body, because in the book, the guy said, you're going to be in a lot of pain, you're going to feel it, but continue to walk and talk to your body until your body is healed.
Wow.
And that in his book, what he basically talked about was the idea that at the moment that accident took place and I felt the pain, I continued to have that memory with me, but the pain really wasn't existing anymore. It was now only in my head.
Yes.
Now, of course, your body still feel what's in your head, right?
Exactly.
So now I had to change that. But within 3 months, I was completely healed.
Wow.
Yes.
3 months.
3 months, I was
that's
completely
phenomenal.
healed. Now, of course, my finances were still in a state of shock and awe.
Yes.
Because a lot of stuff had taken place during this time of being, you know, ill and all those things. But I continued to meditate, And it was through that meditation that God gave me a new vision for myself and for my business.
That's phenomenal. And so you mentioned your book,
Mm-hmm.
the new book, Live Out Loud by Melissa Alaba. And here is my personal copy. Thank you so
Yay!
much. Yes. I'm so excited. Of course, I've already started reading the ebook.
Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
just couldn't wait. But this is a phenomenal book, a remarkable book. But what
Thank
has
you.
inspired you, and what do you want to convey to your readers once they get this book?
For me, it's really just saying that you can overcome obstacles in your life and that you can live the life that you were meant to live no matter what's happened, and that you're never too old, too sick, too anything. And, you know, and you've read it. It's not a preachy book. It's 52 weeks, and it's things that I did to get my life back.
Yes.
And I just share that. You know, and I think we're always going through a process of learning. So you never
Yes.
get to the point where you know everything.
That's true.
And as your coach, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying I'm sharing with you what I've learned thus far. And I look to take people on a journey, and I feel like that's what the book does.
Exactly. And it sure took me on a journey. I mean, it took me a lot of places. It took me some places I didn't want to go.
You
And
see?
I'm sure a lot of us have them points in our life that it's hard to look in the mirror. I mean, but sometimes you have to step back and you have to reevaluate what's going on around you.
Right.
And like you say, find your purpose, find really and your purpose can change.
Yes.
Because you might think it's one thing and then it's actually
Yes.
supposed to be something else.
And it could be multiple things. I think so many times we limit ourselves. You know, I'm reading a book now by Queen Latifah, and I think it's called Wear Your Crown. And one of the things that she talks about is if someone comes in the industry and they can only do one thing like a rap, they only have a career for one year. But many of us limit ourselves to the one thing. And when she talks about herself, how she has done commercials, acting, producing, all these different things. We have multitude of
Multiple,
talents,
yes.
yet we don't exhaust them.
That's
we
true.
don't use them.
That's true.
And so we limit what God can do for us by just thinking one.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's right. So you've been on that job for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. There's something else that you need to be doing besides just that.
And many times we know this because these are the things that people ask us about all the time.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like, oh, you're a great organizer. You should help me with a party. Oh, no, I don't really, do that.
I'm not an organizer.
Yeah.
That's not my title.
Yeah. Or I just like to do it in my free time. I really don't want to make any money at it,
Exactly. And it's so funny that you should say that because a lot of people may start off with doing a hobby first. And then that hobby evolves into more of doing something else or more, into a paid job or paid position or something like that.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's awesome. Well, you talked about God a lot, and I know you have a strong relationship. Tell us about your faith and how that helped you when you were just going through the process of, like you said, seeking your healing, writing your book. I mean, I know that can be a lot.
Yeah. I just feel like God is always with us, and he definitely has always been with me. Actually, I was talking to my daughter about this earlier today, is that so many people see God in terms of this religious feeling and these religion type things that we do, but they miss the relationship. And so I just feel like, having this relationship with God has allowed me to do so many things. I definitely could not have done any of it without him. And every day I'm just so thankful. And I think staying in a state of gratitude helps keep me grounded in the relationship that I have with God.
Yeah. And that is huge. I mean, you have to have a better understanding of not only who you are, but who you are in God. And
Yes.
that's just that gives you that peace. Also gives you that confidence that you can do anything, you can be anything, you can overcome, like you said, those obstacles that are in your
Yes.
life. And so
And you can
definitely-
fail.
You gonna fail.
You are going to fail.
Look, if you don't think you're going to fail, you just keep on living. That's what the old
it.
people say.
That's it. It's okay to fail. I think that's one of the biggest fears that people have is that I'll do something and it won't work.
That's
it's
right.
okay.
That's right.
You have
That's
tried it. You've done your part. And that's what I think about everything that I put my hands to. God, I'll do my part. Because even with the book, what happens after I do my part, that is up to God.
That's right.
How he expands that, that's up to God. But everything that I'm supposed to do, I show up.
That's it.
But I allow him to do the work.
Exactly. Exactly. So where can people go to get this book, or where can they go to hear more about your services that you offer? Because I understand you do workshops and seminars, and of course, your counseling services that you provide. Where can they go to just get more
Well, you can go
information?
to www.melissaalaba.com, and that's spelled MELISAALABA.com. And the book is at barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com, and on Kindle. So you could just Google the title, Live Out Loud, and you can find it. And also, like you talked about the workshops and things like that, on my website, you can find all that information.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
Melissa, thank you so much for coming this evening and sharing with our audience. And now we're going to take a little break, and our next guest is the profound founder of the Atlanta School of Massage, and we're going to hear more from Miss Leticia Allen in one moment. Welcome back, and we would like to welcome Miss Leticia Allen. I am so honored to have you here this evening.
Thank you.
And she is the founder of the Atlanta School of Massage, the School of Aesthetics, I understand, right? And then they also have a School of Physical Therapy.
It's a personal trainer program.
Personal trainer.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about how you put all those together, how all of those work together.
Well, I think they're all about, one thing is that they are all growing industries.
Okay.
And our school is about careers and people going into a new path in life. So even though we might have just someone who's straight from high school, but we also have students who are in their 60s.
Wow.
I think our oldest student was maybe 78 when she took the program. So,
Really?
Sure. So there's just a lot of opportunity. That's one of the things.
Okay.
One of the things that also brings them together is about wellness, well-being, and
Yes.
about a healthy life, and about having a way to have a spirit and a body that allows you to fulfill your purpose. I think that's what all three are about.
That's
Massage therapy allows people to become more self-aware. Of course, it's also good for someone who might have particular ailments or who's been in an accident or who has a lot of stress.
Yes.
But it's also a wonderful vehicle for learning about yourself because it's a quiet time. And that's another thing runs through the three programs. It's about the practitioner being present for their client and really allowing a space for them to be able to learn about themselves, what's next, and then also, how do I feel?
Yes.
I think that so often people are not aware of how they feel.
That is so true.
And what's going on in terms of their health and well-being is very important.
Yes.
So those three, I think that it's about the body, but it's about the mind, and it's about the spirit.
Okay, so now I understand that now this is a pioneer that you have to know we have amongst us. And so about 38 years ago, when alternative medicine was just coming about,
Yes.
you decided to take a stand and say, hey, I'm going to pursue this alternative health care
Yes.
incentive. And what made you, what motivated you, what caused you to want to move forward in that, especially during that time frame where a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know about, alternative health or...
A personal experience, and just having it be a profound experience for me. This is massage therapy. We started with massage actually 34 years ago. And it was really out of personal experience. I loved it, and I wanted to share it with people. And so we started the school out of our home. We actually moved to Atlanta and started the school with $1,500. So $1,500 was all we had. We started advertising and ran it out of our home. We were going to start a class, and we had hoped for 12. We were going for 12, prayed for 6, and started with 29.
Wow.
So, that was a great way to start.
Definitely.
But, then, of course, we had started out of our home, and unfortunately, I didn't know we had to have a business license or for it to be zoned
Yes.
that way. So we had to find another place.
Okay.
And at that time, no one would lease to us. They said the massage was an unusual use of the space. So we could not find a place to lease. And fortunately, we were helped by 2 women chiropractors, and they sublet space to us. We had one room. Actually, we had 2 rooms. One classroom, and then we had a little office, and the bathrooms were right there in that little office. So literally, the phone would ring, and if the toilet flush, I'd have to cover it up. We go, hold on a sec, go like this. And so that's how we started, but we kept growing. It's really a story of personal experience and commitment.
Yes, and I know that over time, massage therapy has greatly helped me out. But it all started off that I actually went to the chiropractor first. And then the massage therapist, of course, works hand in hand
Yes.
with the chiropractor. But I never went just for, I guess, to be relaxed. It all started with me, like you said, physical therapy. It was actually a process that I had to go through.
Yes.
And so that's how I kind of learned that, there's more to massage than just the relaxation piece of it.
Yes.
There in aesthetics, the face and your skin. I mean, that's the largest organ that you have on your body.
Yes.
So you start learning about these different things and how they work hand in hand. And so you started growing, and now you all have the aesthetic school. And so what type of offerings do you all have at that particular school? Like if somebody said, okay, I want to go and I want to be an esthetician, or how they get started?
Well, they would come for a visit, because I think that one of the things that I love is that we had the massage program for over 20 years. Then we started the aesthetics, and then my new baby is the personal trainer program. Okay. So you come for a visit, and you see what it's like. You ask us questions, see if we're the right school for you. And I think that once people come to the school and feel the energy in the school and see that the students are happy, then they usually will begin. But it has to do with what is my interest. One of the things that also is shared by those 3 programs is that you have to like people. You have to want to be one-on-one with someone.
Yes.
Because that's what the interaction is about. So is who I am.
And if you don't like to touch people, then that's not your gift. That's not your call.
Well, and also they are all 3 service professions.
Exactly.
They're about service, and they're about really providing, whether it's resources or actual in the personal trainer would be guiding someone perhaps who has been injured.
Yes.
And I think that's important. One of the things about the personal trainer program, which is our newest program, is that it is really where massage was when we started massage, which was that there was no regulation. And anyone could say, well, I'm a massage therapist, and start massaging people. But that is, they hadn't been taught proper body mechanics, or actually how the body works, the anatomy and physiology of the body. So the programs are all structured, so you really learn all the basic skills, so that you are really offering a good service to people, something that's going to enhance their lives.
You don't know this, but I actually had a massage from one of your students, and he was very good, and he did actual. We had a pamper party, and he came out and did the chair massages and everything. So you are definitely producing, I know firsthand, some excellent students.
Well, good.
And if someone, say for instance, they're not in the Atlanta area, but they wanted to seek a massage therapist, what are key things that they should look for probably in a massage therapist? Like you mentioned regulations and how they used to not be regulated. So how should they go about seeking?
Well,
massage
most
therapists?
of the states now do have state licensure for massage. It's taken many years for that to happen.
Okay.
But that would be one thing, is to make sure that someone is licensed. I would research what type of massage they do, what school they went to. Are they a member of any organizations? There are massage organizations where you can actually go online and look in your area. We have a service at the school where you can go on our website and actually just put your zip code in and find a massage therapist in your area. So, and ask people. Many of our students come referred by other professionals. So when we started the aesthetics program, we, of course, every time you start something new, it starts small. And but what started happening when they started hearing about the school had a great reputation as a massage school. So they said, hey, probably it's going to be a good aesthetic school too. Then we started graduating wonderful estheticians.
Yes.
And they went out into the community, met others, and the other estheticians were very impressed.
Wow.
Where did you go to school?
Yes.
And so even estheticians who are not graduates of our school refer people to our school.
Now, you mentioned the services, and I do understand that you have in-house teaching clinic where the public can actually come in and sample some of the services.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's called Sensibility, and it is a wonderful atmosphere because the students are very earnest about doing their best. And they are supervised. It's part of their learning process. So it's not just where they feel like they're doing this. They love it. I see this in the students. They get just all excited about
That's
working
wonderful.
with people. And they and we have clients who have been coming to the clinic for 25, 30 years.
Wow.
So it's really a treat. I mean, they have followed us. They have actually watched the school grow. Now we're in a self-contained building and have 18 private treatment rooms. And they remember when it was just a little place. So it's wonderful to see.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Now, do you foresee alternative health care in the mainstream of health care ultimately? I know personally I want to be able to go and pay my copay and be able to go to my alternative doctor, but I don't know. I mean, we know
I think absolutely it will. When you see what's happening, when I see what has happened in the years that I've been involved, and the great changes, I think there's just much more awareness from everyone. Some of it, the contributions of shows like yours, but it used to be that alternative health care was only one segment of society. Now it's really being embraced by many different people because they see that they are unhealthy. And what can we do, and how I need to take responsibility for myself.
Yes.
And sometimes, of course, traditional medicine is very important, and gosh, we're living a lot longer as a result.
Yes.
But oftentimes, as Melissa was saying, it doesn't always work, does it? You're on medications. that you're never going to get over.
That's
so
true.
you have to then begin looking at what can I do for myself,
Yes.
or what can I do for my parent, for my children. I think it's very important to teach children that they are responsible for their health,
That is
that
true.
their level of activity, that what they eat, and certainly that they hold very positive and uplifting thoughts, that they
Yes.
want to be something and
Yes.
want to contribute to other people.
Yes.
That's what I love about what I do and why I've been doing it for so long.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming out this evening and just sharing about the school. And if people want to learn more information or want to hear more about the programs or learn more about your programs, where can they go?
Well, since they know me as the founder of the Atlanta School of Massage, I would say go to atlantaschoolofmassage.com.
All right. That's atlantaschoolofmassage.com. Thank you so much, Letitia
Thank
Allen.
you.
And thank you guys for joining us this evening for our show. We will see you next month. It is Women's Health Month, and we have some fabulous guests and a secret guest that's actually going to be joining us next month. So we definitely are going to be changing it up for you, but just inspiring and educating those that want to hear more about how to live an alternative healthcare lifestyle, a holistic lifestyle, how to change their habits, and just learning about living on purpose, meditating, seeking your vision. That's what you want to strive to do, and that's what we want people to strive to do. So until next time,
Watch.
see ya.